Hello guys, I just wanted to give you a real quick lesson on factoring. Some of you have been coming in saying you have forgotten it since Algebra 1, so I just wanted to run through it. Multiplying is to dividing as distributing is to factoring. Okay, so if you think about distribution, you would be taking this number and distributing it, and you would get negative 6x minus 48. Well, to factor, what you do is you actually undo that distribution by asking yourself, what is common in each of these terms? Always take out the negative if it's on the front. So we would say, well, negative 6 will go into both of those. When you take that out, you write it to the front, and then you reduce what's left, and you would have x plus 8. Okay? The negatives would cancel there. Next one, same thing, distribute in. End up with 18p plus 10. Now, when you get the problem like this, and I say to factor, you look at them and you say, what is the maximum amount that I can take out of those? I would take out 2. I wanted to get a p in there, I'm sorry. Now I would reduce it. 2 goes into 18, 9p times, and 2 goes into 10, 5 times. So you'd end up with that. So when you factor, you end up with what you started with in the distribution. Now on this one, you could distribute it, but we never ever factor to come out to a fraction. That's why I showed it there. So two-term factoring, it's just the opposite of distributing. What could I take into both of these? The largest amount I can think of. There's a negative off the front, so I always put negative. Negative 3. So I would write negative 3 out front. Now I reduce this. Negative 3 will go in there one time, so I have an x. Negative 3 goes into 15, negative 5 times. If I distribute, I should get what I started with, and I do. Now on this one, you might be tempted to just take a 5, but remember I said you take as much as possible. So you should also take an x squared. So we would be at 5x squared, because that's what we've taken out. Now we reduce this, our x's cancel, and we would have 2. Here, 2 of these x's cancel there. That leaves 1, because you subtract your exponents when you divide. 5 goes into 15. It's a negative 15, so it's a negative 3x. Now, there is a problem with this one. That is no longer in standard form. It wasn't ever in standard form. We should have switched it at the beginning. So now when we switch it, negative 3x plus 2, we suddenly have a negative off the front, and I don't want that. So I want you to go back in and take out a negative. That would make this negative 5x squared, because you bring it out with it, 3x minus 2. Okay, I'll see you in class. Hope that helps.